Hi everyone. For years, Anthony Quinn stayed silent about Charles Bronson, not out of fear, but respect. What he finally revealed near the end of his life isn't Hollywood gossip. It's raw truth about struggle, silence, and a man the man. World thought it understood, but never truly did. Anthony Quinn was never meant to live a quiet life. From the moment he was born on April 21, 1915 in Chihuahua, Mexico, hardship surrounded him. His birth name, Manuel Antonio Rodolfo Quinn Wajaka, carried the weight of mixed heritage. A Mexican father of Irish descent and a Mexican mother, and a future shaped by struggle. His family later moved to Los Angeles, but the promise of America did not bring comfort. Poverty followed them closely, carving discipline and toughness into the young boy long before Hollywood ever noticed him. As a child and teenager, Anthony Quinn learned survival through labor. He boxed, he worked construction. He took on manual jobs to help support his family. Hunger, exhaustion, and uncertainty became normal. These years were not just background. They forged the raw authenticity that would one day make his screen performances unforgettable. When Quinn later played men hardened by life, audiences believed him because he had already lived their pain. What set Quinn apart was not just endurance, but creativity. He discovered a love for art and architecture, seeing beauty as a form of escape and expression. That passion led him to study under legendary architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Wright recognized something rare in the young man: an expressive face, emotional depth, and commanding presence. It was Wright who urged Quinn to pursue acting, a suggestion that redirected his entire destiny. When Anthony Quinn entered Hollywood in the 1930s, the industry was deeply limited and unforgiving. He was repeatedly cast in minor roles, often stereotyped, because of his ethnicity. But Quinn did not quit. He studied. He refined his craft. He waited. Slowly, his performances began to reveal a depth that could not be ignored. And by the early 1950s, his breakthrough finally arrived. That breakthrough came with Viva Zapata, 1952. As Eufemio Zapata, the volatile brother of revolutionary Emiliano Zapata, Quinn delivered a performance filled with rage, vulnerability, and raw humanity. It earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, making him the first Mexican-born actor to win an Oscar. Hollywood could no longer confine him to the margins. Just 4 years later, Quinn achieved the impossible again in Lust for Life. 1956, he portrayed painter Paul Gauguin with explosive intensity and emotional complexity. His performance was deeply unsettling and profoundly human, earning him a second Academy Award. By then, Anthony Quinn was no longer proving himself. He was redefining what a leading man could be. His most iconic role arrived in 1964 with Zorba, the Greek. As Alexis Zorba, Quinn brought laughter, philosophy, sorrow, and passion into a single unforgettable character. Zorba danced through pain and celebrated life with reckless joy. The role earned Quinn an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and transformed Zorba into a universal symbol of resilience and freedom. For many, Zorba was not a character. He was Anthony Quinn's soul on screen. Over his career, Quinn appeared in more than 150 films, working across genres, languages, and continents. He portrayed figures of immense cultural and historical weight, including Jesus Christ, Barabbas in Barabbas 1961, and Oyuda Abu Tayi in Lawrence of Arabia 1962. In every role, Quinn brought dignity and emotional complexity, refusing to let his characters become simple archetypes. Beyond acting, Anthony Quinn was a gifted painter, sculptor, and writer. His artwork was exhibited in galleries around the world, reflecting his love for form, color, and cultural identity. His memoirs revealed a restless thinker, a man who questioned fame, purpose, and the meaning of success. To Quinn, creativity was limitless, a force that should never be confined to a single discipline. His personal life, however, was as intense and turbulent as the characters he portrayed. In 1937, Quinn married actress Catherine DeMille, the adopted daughter of legendary filmmaker Cecil B. DeMille. The marriage connected Quinn to Hollywood's inner circle and provided stability during his early career. Together, they had 5 children, and for years, they appeared to be a solid Hollywood family. But success amplified Quinn's inner conflicts. He later admitted that he struggled with infidelity, driven by impulse and an insatiable appetite for experience. These betrayals deeply wounded the marriage. After nearly 3 decades, marked by shared triumphs and growing resentment, the relationship ended in divorce in 1965. In 1966, Quinn married Yolanda Aduli, an Italian costume designer significantly younger than him. Their relationship brought renewed passion and a European rhythm to his life. Together, they had 3 children, and for a time, Quinn seemed committed to family stability while continuing his work across Hollywood and Europe. Yet old patterns returned. During his marriage to Yolanda, Quinn carried on a long-term relationship with Friedel Dunbar, with whom he fathered 2 children. The affair became public, causing deep emotional and legal turmoil. He was also romantically linked, sometimes openly, to iconic actresses including Carole Lombard, Rita Hayworth, Ingrid Bergman, and Maureen O'Hara. These relationships enhanced his reputation as a passionate but deeply flawed figure. By the 1990s, the fractures in Anthony Quinn's personal life had become impossible to ignore. Years of unresolved conflict, emotional distance, and repeated infidelity had taken their toll. The final rupture came with his affair with his secretary, Catherine Benvin, a relationship that resulted in the birth of 2 more children for Yolanda. Adoli. This betrayal was the breaking point. In 1997, after decades marked by passion, resentment, and public scrutiny, their marriage ended in a bitter and highly publicized divorce that exposed just how deep the wounds had grown. Not long after, Anthony Quinn married Catherine Benvin, formalizing a relationship that had already reshaped his life. Even in advanced age, Quinn embraced fatherhood once again, expressing pride and devotion to his growing family. This final chapter reflected both continuity and contradiction. A man who deeply craved family, stability, and connection, yet remained bound to behaviors that had repeatedly fractured the very relationships he valued most. It was a pattern that followed him throughout his life, fierce love paired with restless impulse. Late in life, as the noise of Hollywood faded, Anthony Quinn finally chose to speak openly about one man he had long remained silent about, Charles Bronson. The two were often grouped together as towering symbols of rugged masculinity in cinema, but Quinn's reflections carried no rivalry, only respect. He revealed that Bronson's intimidating screen presence concealed a deeply guarded soul shaped by poverty and survival. People saw Charles as unbreakable, Quinn said, but that was armor. He recognized in Bronson the same hunger, hardship, and distrust forged by early struggle. To Quinn, Bronson's silence was not emptiness, it was protection, discipline, and truth. He rejected the idea that Charles Bronson was ever a limited actor. To Anthony Quinn, Bronson's power lived in what he withheld, not what he displayed. His silences were never empty. They were deliberate, disciplined, and charged with meaning. Every still glance, every measured step, every pause before a word was spoken carried intention. Quinn believed that kind of restraint required intelligence and control, qualities often overlooked in an industry obsessed with volume and spectacle. Bronson did not dominate scenes by speaking more. He dominated by saying less, forcing audiences to lean in and feel the weight of his presence. Quinn also understood that Bronson's toughness was widely misunderstood. It was not arrogance, it was armor. Raised in hardship and shaped by survival, Bronson learned early that vulnerability invited exploitation. His guarded nature was not designed to intimidate others, but to protect himself in a world that rarely showed mercy. To Quinn, that toughness was earned, not performed. It came from a lifetime of knowing hunger, instability, and the constant pressure to endure. Despite their shared roots, Quinn acknowledged the profound differences between them. Anthony Quinn thrived in chaos, in conversation, movement, and the energy of people. He fed on noise and emotion. Charles Bronson, by contrast, preferred solitude and distance. Silence restored him. Control grounded him. Yet Quinn never mistook that distance for arrogance or coldness. He saw it as discipline, a way to survive Hollywood without being consumed by it.